This is Valley News Live at noon.
We begin with breaking news. Former charges has now been filed against 67-year-old Gregory Ulrich, the suspected gunman in Tuesday's deadly shooting at an Allina health clinic in Buffalo, Minnesota. Now, court documents say he is facing 1 count of second-degree intentional murder, 4 counts of first-degree premeditated attempted murder, 1 count of possessing an explosive device, and 1 count of carrying a pistol without a permit in a public place. Police say Ulrich claims he was angry with the care he received. Now, a man is in jail after police say he discharged a gun in a South Moorhead apartment. And what that is, police got reports of shots fired around 10 last night in the 900 block of 18th Street South. They say no one was hurt and no one was hit, no one was hurt, that is. But they did arrest a man for reckless discharge of a firearm. Officers don't believe the public was in danger because of this event. Everyone involved knew each other and it was not a random act. Now, 24-year-old Dexter Fox of Moorhead is in Clay County Jail. Officers are still trying to determine what led up to the shooting. Now, we're just keeping this trend of sub-zero below temperatures, but is there an end in sight? Let's check in with meteorologist Lisa Green to see what's happening. Hey, Lisa.
Hey, yes, I've got some good news on that front, but we are still in the thick of things here as far as the cold air that's been in place. And this morning was tough in a lot of spots. We had a lot of places in northwest Minnesota, parts of northeastern North Dakota reporting temperatures 30 below or more. And we had one spot, the Shooks area near Red Lake, east of there, 40 below was our low this morning. Other spots, Waskish in the same area, minus 35 there. It went down to 32 below, over to Bemidji, 31 below in Roseau, and in North Dakota, Munich, Adams, 30 below. So it was cold, even down to Frazee. We had a report of 30 below down into the southern part of the valley. So a cold one, and it's still frigid. Though our temperatures have gone up, we are now into the teens and single digits below zero. Fargo's at 8 below, it's 11 below in Grand Forks, where wind chill is still into the 30s below. And even Langdon and Devils Lake still reporting those wind chills in the 40s below. So not a lot has changed as far as our wind chills are concerned. Got a couple of flurries out there along with those clouds that have been passing through. We're getting some breaks in between, but overall a more cloudy day. And temperatures, well, they'll be chilly all day long. We'll let you know when that warm up is coming here in just a couple of minutes.
Hopefully it comes sooner than later because it's been pretty cold these last few days. Thanks again, Lisa. Well, the Richland County Sheriff's Office says it is investigating a house fire in Hankinson. The Sheriff's Office says the call for the fire came in around 9 last night in the 200 block of 1st Street North. Now, the report says one man was in the house at the time of the fire, but was able to get out safely. No other information about the fire is available at this time. The search continues for a man who ran away from police following a chase in Clay County that led to a car crash near downtown Moorhead. Here's the guy they're looking for. Deputies tried pulling over 41-year-old Burton Bonham yesterday for an outstanding warrant. He was driving a car along Highway 10 yesterday afternoon and took off when cops hit their lights and sirens. The chase was called off because of high speeds. But police got another line on him when they say he smashed into a cab near the downtown Hornbacher store at 11th Street and Main Avenue. Bonham then took off on foot. Police know of him, don't believe he is in danger to the public. The city of Fargo is closing a bridge along North Broadway indefinitely because part of it is leaning. Officials say the bridge north of 35th Avenue North along Broadway is closed because one of the bridge's piers is tilting. A press release says the tilt doesn't pose an immediate threat to safety, but it does require further observation for repairs. Traffic will now be detoured to the County Road 20 bridge along 40th Avenue North. A Herculean effort to get America vaccinated. More than 33 million Americans have received at least one vaccine dose. Now, the administration says the country is on track to meet the president's goal of 100 million doses in the first 100 days. But concerns still remain about the spread of COVID-19 variants coming in from other countries. NBC's Tom Costello has the latest on the fight to end the pandemic.
Even with average daily COVID cases, hospitalizations, and deaths all trending down, the nation's top health officials are warning it is not the time to let up, reinforcing one of the most critical tools we have to stop the spread.
Everyone needs to be wearing a mask when they are in public or when they are in their own home, but with people who do not live in their household.
The CDC now says doubling up on your mask if you don't have a well-fitting facial covering can help better prevent the spread of air particles by up to 96%.
Wearing any type of mask performs significantly better than not wearing a mask.
The other critical tool, vaccines. The U.S. now averaging 1.5 million doses per day. That's up from 1.1 million just 2 weeks ago. And the Biden administration now partnering with Texas and New York to open 5 new mass vaccination sites and establishing a health equity task force focusing on underserved and disproportionately affected communities.
As the pandemic has progressed over the past year, so too have the inequities.
That move comes as researchers looking at data from more than 13,000 nursing homes found those with larger Black and Latino populations had more than 3 times as many COVID deaths. And despite being in priority groups in a majority of states, just over a quarter of U.S. seniors have received at least 1 vaccine dose. Now, to expand access, major retail pharmacies, including the 2 largest, CVS and Walgreens, will begin offering vaccine appointments as early as tomorrow.
Nearly 90% of Americans are within 10 miles of a pharmacy, and this is a convenient, community-based location.
Also, some private companies are trying to help get people vaccinated. Target has announced it will offer its hourly workers up to 4 hours of pay and cover some travel costs for them to go to vaccine appointments. It's one of more than a dozen major companies, including Trader Joe's, McDonald's, and Amtrak, all offering incentives for their employees to get vaccinated. I'm Tom Costello in Washington. Back to you.
Now, if you're looking to stay on top of the latest vaccine information, take a look at our VNL Vaccine Tracker. You can access national and local resources in just 2 easy steps. Just open your phone camera and point it at the QR code on your screen. Then tap the link that pops up. Well, the waiting is officially over for the newest store opening in the mall. Athleta will be opening its doors this upcoming Tuesday at 10 in the morning. Staff says they are excited about people coming in to explore their selection of women's athleisure wear, including a plus-size line and their new children's line. To celebrate their grand opening, Athleta is gifting a $15 shop card to their first 50 customers. Well, coming up at noon, health experts are breaking down the effects of a growing side effect that's starting to appear in hundreds of people across the U.S. And will we ever receive a warm-up? We get an update with meteorologist Lisa Green.